Over the last 2 decades, Bethesda Game Studios has brought us what many consider to be some of the greatest games of all time. Sprawling RPG adventures combining epic levels of freedom, playability, and attention to detail. And with the release of Starfield just around the corner, it looks like they're about to do it again. We've delved deep into the information floating around about the space-based epic, so here are 9 things you might not yet know about Starfield. Starfield lets players break free from the shackles of gravity in ways the scroll of Vicarian Flight never could. Where other games in Bethesda Game Studios' impressive roster let us roam massive worlds like Tamriel and post-apocalyptic North America, Starfield isn't satisfied with stopping at just one world. There are more than 1,000 planetary objects for players to visit in Starfield, and that means more than 1,000 mountains for you to climb, or boost pack up. Starfield uses a blend of procedural generation and bespoke area design to make every planet, moon, or space station feel unique. And thanks to special attention paid to the science of space exploration, each place you visit will have gravity, lighting, and biomes based on a variety of factors, like its distance from the nearest star, whether there is a power source to fuel gravity generators, and more. Not every planet has civilized life on it, but those that do go above and beyond. Starfield boasts BGS's biggest ever city in New Atlantis, the capital of Jemison and headquarters for both the United Colonies and the Starfaring Constellation Organization.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about.
Described as being like a sci-fi version of the Imperial City from Oblivion, it's probably going to be a lot of people's first port of call in Starfield. Then there's Neon, a fishing platform turned wretched hive of scum and villainy where players will need to do whatever it takes if they want to rise through the ranks of the Ryujin Corporation. Another key location is Aquila City, home of the Freestar Collective and frontier-style justice. This dusty desert capital values personal freedom, and at least within its walls, it's the sort of place where players can prove that nobody can take the sky from them. Throughout the settled systems, there are even more cities for you to discover, but if you want to get away from the interstellar rat race, you can build out your own settlement as well. Starfield lets you head out into space to find a spot of your own, where you're able to hunt the local flora and fauna, assuming they don't hunt you first. Building your own outpost and staffing it with people you've recruited is an optional but cool-looking part of the game. Fans of other Bethesda games might already be familiar with how it works, but with modular hubs, interior decoration, and multiple power and infrastructure options, BGS has paid special attention to making building out your base a joy of its own. SnapMap is apparently behind one of Starfield's most exciting elements too, ensuring shipbuilding in the game will be as simple or as detailed as each player wants to make it. All sorts of ships have already been made: platypi, non-transforming robots, something inspired by Vogon poetry, but I think we all know what kind of ship most people are going to make. Of course, before you tackle any of that, you'll need to craft your character.
You know who you are? New recruit for Argos Extractors?
Again, Starfield is providing players with all the tools they need to be themselves among the stars, allowing you to mix and match the parts until you make someone who looks exactly how you want. The team at BGS use the same character creation tools to craft the NPCs in the game to provide added depth and diversity. Who knows? You might find someone out in space who looks just like you. But a character is more than just how they look. Starfield is ramping things up role-playing wise by allowing players to further customize their world with backgrounds. A quick little choice that informs the game about your life pre-Starfield, if you can call that a life. Pick the diplomat background and you can force targeted NPCs to stop fighting. Pick Explorer and grav jumping around will cost less fuel. Or maybe, because Starfield is seemingly obsessed with food, you want to be a chef.
You know, the crew still has a betting pool about which restaurant critic you must have crossed to wind up here.
Critics are the worst. If you want to bring even more flavor to your life, you can also add some traits to the mix. Traits are like Fallout's perks, in that they come with both benefits and drawbacks. You can own a home, but you also have a mortgage to pay. Start as a member of the Freestar Collective, and you'll have access to special dialogue options, but the other factions will ramp up any bounties you earn with them. If you pick the trait Serpent's Embrace, jumping will improve your health and endurance, but stop jumping, and health and endurance are lowered. We wonder though, do you think your character will talk with the inimitable sibilant S?
The great serpent hungers.
While you're out in the immaculate void of space, you're bound to come across other starfarers.
Hello, stranger. I just finished cooking up some food. If you want to come on over, just pop on by.
Dock alongside them and board their ship. It's not an inherently hostile action, you might just want to talk to them. And by utilizing Starfield's robust dialogue system, you might be able to use your diplomacy skills to find a peaceful resolution to your situation. Of course, sometimes you gotta negotiate Corbin Dallas style, and Starfield is more than happy to facilitate that. Starfield boasts an insane amount of options for players to go loud, with all manner of weaponry available. Enemies can be frozen, burned, blown up, stabbed, or just punched. Of course, we're barely scratching the surface of what Starfield will have to offer. In this case, the sky kinda really is the limit. Hopefully you learned something new about the game here, and now we can all go back to impatiently waiting for September 1st, when the game launches in early access on Xbox Series X and S and on PC, plus September 6th for the full release. And for all things Starfield, keep your eyes glued to IGN.